All right. Today, SPY was up 1.45%, and SPY did exactly what we were looking for, which on a break above 442, we were looking for a run up towards 448 to 450, and that is exactly what happened today. So from here, it's going to get a little more questionable of whether or not we are putting in a lower high before SPY starts down towards 430, which is in the weekend analysis. And keep in mind, I have now referenced the weekly technical analysis multiple times because it's very critical you understand what's going on in those weekly charts. So if you still have not seen that weekly technical analysis, be sure you go check that out. So if you're bearish, you can still hang your hat on the possibility that SPY will reject between 450 and still go to 430. However, objectively, this is a higher low into a higher high breakout while SPY is above 442, which means if you want to get bearish, you either need to do so with a low risk entry at resistance or wait until SPY breaks below support at 442. As you can tell, price action is above all the moving averages, and today was without a doubt a short squeeze, so we need to see confirmation with follow through tomorrow, which means we will need to see price action breaking today's highs to confirm it was something more than just a short squeeze. The Bollinger Bands are starting to squeeze on the daily chart, so I'm expecting mostly sideways from here, which means we're likely going to be stuck in this trading range between 442 and 450. And if you don't know what it's like to be stuck in a trading range, it is very choppy and is very sideways, and there is not a lot of trending going on. And that is the scenario that I prefer until we break out of this range. And the bull breakout above 450 takes us to the gap fill above 455. And the bear breakdown below support at 442 likely starts us down towards support at 430. Again, this is a very simple trading chart. And this move was telegraphed yesterday as we were approaching resistance and closing above it. So hopefully you were able to capture some of this giant green candle. On the NASDAQ 100 triple Qs, we were up 2.18% today. And again, same exact story as SPY, with we're breaking out from a higher low into a higher high, but we're sitting right at critical resistance at 375. And the Bollinger Bands are extremely squeezed, and the gap fill right there above 380 is outside the upper Bollinger Band. So again, I'm expecting sideways to down and more consolidation before the next major move in this market. The triple Qs have critical support at 366 and critical resistance at 375. Above resistance, you're looking for the gap fill above 380. And below support, you're looking for the test of the new lows at 347 or a double bottom attempt from 355. On the Dow Jones, we were up 0.84% today, and we largely finished out the projection that I had that we would go a little bit lower before we went a lot higher. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this arrow because that trade has already played out. And again, we are sitting at a negatively sloping 20 daily moving average right around 348. As you can tell, every index is at major resistance, so it is possible the bears have one more chance to prove this was something more than just a short squeeze, with an early rejection tomorrow and back down towards critical support, which in the Dow is at 346. So in the Dow, look at 346 as support and resistance at 348. And if we could break that range, you know the next leg in this market. On the Russell 2000 IWM ETF, we were up 1.4% today. And guess where we closed? That is right at critical resistance at 188. So again, the bears still have a chance here to reject price at critical resistance. The bulls need to hold this critical support at the rising 200 daily moving average at 183. So in the small caps, you're looking for support at 183 and resistance at 188. On the ARKK ETF, we were up 5.43% today, and we hit the price target right on the nose at 43, which is exactly where we have critical resistance. A rejection from here is still possible to make lower lows, so do not get overly bullish until we can clear through this critical resistance at 43 to 44.5. On the VIX, we were down 4.11% today, and the VIX did crush down below 15, so again, fear is leaving the market, which is more indicative of a bull trend. On Bitcoin, we're currently up 6%, and Bitcoin is trying to break that resistance at 27,000. So if we can start closing above 27,000, it is possible that we're going higher, but it also looks like we're rejecting a negatively sloping 50 EMA. So give Bitcoin a couple more days to prove it can hold 27,000, and if it does, that is bullish and the bottom is likely in. On Tesla stock, we were up 7.69% today, and Tesla did exactly what it was supposed to do. On a break above 240, we were supposed to hit 255, and we hit all the way up there at 257. Now, as I continue to say, these Bollinger Bands are squeezing, so don't expect too much more upside. And in Tesla, the top of that Bollinger Band is right around 264. Tesla is bullish above 240, and there's no other way to put it. On Apple stock, we were up 2.18% today, and Apple broke through that critical resistance at 182 and hit the price target right around 185. From here, Apple needs to hold above 182, and if it does, we're looking for the gap fill above 190. Keep in mind, these Bollinger Bands are squeezing, so we're not likely going there in a straight line. So jumping back over to the S&P 500, this is a very critical resistance level for the bears, and if they do not hold this resistance, the bulls are going to take control of this market and we're going to continue higher. If you're bullish, do not rule out the bears just yet because they still have one more attempt to prove this is going to be critical resistance. So if you're bullish, you're best to lock your profits and wait for a break of resistance, and there's always going to be another time to get in. So be responsible and don't forget to lock your profits and continue that disciplined approach of only going long at support. And right now we're at critical resistance, so this is the time to sell and lock in those profits. If you're bearish, this is the time to show up at resistance, and that way even if you lose, it'll be a minor loss because you're shorting right at the critical risk level, which is exactly where you want to define your entries from. If you want to come crush this market, consider joining Bank Trade Alerts or the Stocks Channel Discord server, and we are absolutely crushing this market on both services. You can find out how to join either service by clicking on the links below. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market, and as always, I will see you in the next episode.